You're listening to That Home Loan Hub. I'm Zibuni Salimova, here to make home loans and property investing simple, smart and stress-free. Let's get you closer to your property dreams. Hello and welcome back to the episode of That Home Loan Hub. Hi, Kunch.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, wonderful. But we're going to talk about something that people are not going to like.
No, this is not really a popular topic, but I thought we'll cover off life insurance.
Yeah, it's really interesting because obviously we're in an industry where we make people's dreams come true. We help them to buy a house and set them up for the family. But then we sit them down and we're like, right, what's going to happen if you die?
Yeah.
And that's not pleasant.
No, it's not a good topic thinking about, your last days or anything like that. But also I think it's quite important to protect you and your family to have something in place.
And what hit home for you this week, I guess, is the passing of your friend. So I'm very sorry about that.
Yeah, so, actually recently a lot of people young people as well have been passing away. And I think I always, at the back of my mind wonder, did they have protection? Obviously the family is now left behind with a mortgage or with no dad, no mum sort of thing. So, yeah, that kind of touches the heartstrings a lot.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, my dad was 43 when he passed away and I was 7 and I'm now 37 and I'm about, in 5 years' time I'll be his age. And it's scary. It's terrifying to think.
It's absolutely scary. So, yeah, I'm always like, okay, have I got enough cover? Let's review my insurance, let's review my husband's insurance sort of thing to make sure we've got that cover in place should anything happen to any one of us.
Yeah, exactly. And that brings me to an interesting point because when I sit down with clients, we'll look at their whole situation, right? What it is right now for them, what can they afford, and help them get the best cover possible if the unfortunate event happens. But the problem I'm facing at the moment is people don't take a professional advice and they just go online and they click some buttons and the system spits out that, it's going to cost them $25 a week or whatever. And it makes it sound very cheap compared to what we can come up with.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, a lot of the time people don't realize when they click those buttons online, there is no human on the other side. There is no underwriting upfront either.
Yep.
So when they buy something online, the reason I'm talking about underwriting and what's important here is it's basically when we do an insurance for a client, we have to get all your medical information upfront. And then we send it away, and then in an insurance company, an underwriter will look at it and be like, yep, cool, you can have a cover, or you can't have a cover, or there'll be exclusions. And often people that come to us, they might have issues, like they might have, pre-existing conditions, or they might have had substance abuse issues in the past. They might have, suicide, depression, cancer history, etc. So there might be all sorts of things. And I mean, we're all humans. We all live life and things happen to us, right? It's not like we're born and nothing ever happens. We all break bones and pull muscles and, things happen, right?
Yes.
So when we sit down with our clients, we ask all those questions up front and then we send it away to underwriting. Underwriters get medical notes and then they issue a cover based on what they know.
Correct.
Up front.
Yes.
It's basically like getting a pre-approval. The bank knows everything about you, gives you an approval. However, when you buy those policies online, often you don't get underwritten medically. So nobody looks at your medical files.
No.
And the only time they will look at it when you go to make
a claim.
Yeah. And this is where majority of claims don't get paid because suddenly the insurance company will open up your file and they will see that you had a family history of cancer. Your mom had cancer, your grandma had cancer, your auntie had cancer, and now you have cancer. So they might say, oh, there was no, if we knew that, we would never give you cover. And you can't fight them.
Yeah.
And the only thing you can do is get your premiums back. So if you paid for the last 5 years, it's easier for them and cheaper to pay you back your premiums and close the case. And you'll be missing out on thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars if you had a proper insurance cover.
Yeah. So I guess the take on this is get a professional, an advisor who specializes in insurance to review your policy or just to have a chat with them. For example, I actually recently got my husband's policy reviewed. So
I wonder with who?
With this amazing advisor. And we actually managed to save us on premiums as well as increasing his cover as well. And my husband does have, pre-existing medical conditions as well. So it did have to go to an underwriting team to get it approved, which we were, we were told, we were aware of. And, thankfully enough, we were able to change his policy from one provider to our new provider and able to save us on the premiums as well.
Yeah.
So always, get it reviewed and have a chat to your advisor as well. I mean, your house is your biggest asset as well, but you're also the biggest asset to still keep that house.
It's funny, when people come to me and I see they've got a car insurance, contents insurance, they've got a phone insurance. They will insure their iPhone, but they're not going to insure themselves.
I know, right?
Blows my mind.
It doesn't make sense to me either.
It's like, don't you see your value? Don't you see what you have?
You're literally the most important person.
Exactly. They say it on the airplanes, put the breathing mask on yourself first.
Yeah.
And then on others. So I think it's irresponsible if you're an adult, if you have children, especially if you have children, to have a mortgage or to even not have a mortgage. But if you have children and you have no cover at all, I think that's irresponsible to rely on someone else to bring up your kids financially.
Yeah.
That's not cool. Not cool, guys. Come on, get yourself insured today. And guess what, Coach? We've got exciting news. We're actually going to have a new member joining us soon.
Yes, we are.
That's
right.
She is dedicated insurance advisor.
Yes.
Because I can't do 100 million things that I want to achieve in one day.
Nope.
And it'll be awesome to have someone that lives and breathes in insurances.
Yep.
So she'll be joining us very, very soon. We're expanding our team.
Yeah, exciting times.
Yeah. So if you do want those covers reviewed, please reach out to us.
Yeah.
And we will have it looked at. So don't trust those online applications. And there's actually a review into that now at the moment because it's not fair for clients to be buying insurances online and not having that cover when they most need
all that advice as well.
And they're missing the whole element of advice. Like, is that cover even relevant to you? An interesting point about redundancy covers. A lot of people just buy redundancy insurance thinking it's going to cover them. In my experience, redundancy cover is one of those covers that a bit of a mythical creature. You can claim on it, but there are so many hooks.
Yeah, so many clauses, like you got to stand down for this many days or
months. Yeah. You have to be out of work. So let's say you got redundant and then you can't find a job for at least 6 months before you can claim on it. So it's like, come on, guys. Like normally a normal human will go and get a new job, right? You can't go on for 6 months without work.
Yeah, and you'll find a job within that stand down period most of the time.
Exactly. So most of the time you can't even claim on the redundancy cover. So that's one cover I don't fully believe in. I fully believe in life insurance because I've seen many cases where it paid out quite significantly. I believe in trauma insurance because I've seen that paid out a lot. Mortgage insurance, when people get sick, unwell, they can't work for a period of time, that pays out. Health insurance is a big one. I mean, between my kids and myself, we've claimed many times. And just recently, I was just thinking about it last night, how fortunate I was to have health insurance when I needed to get an urgent scan. I just managed to get myself in with a private provider. Within a week, I was seen and got the test done and stuff. So, hey guys, I'm fine. I'll be fine. The test came back fine. I'll live. This episode will go on. But the key takeaway is if you have private medical insurance in New Zealand, definitely opens up more doors and gives you that access. And did you know with one of my health insurance providers that I have, you actually have access to online GPs and online second opinion as well. So if you went to a doctor and they said you've got XYZ condition, you can actually go online and find a specialist, and there is specialists across the world, and they can look up at your scans, look up at your test results, and they can tell you what they think, which is absolutely
That's
amazing.
pretty cool.
Yeah, because see, in New Zealand, we only have so many specialists.
Correct,
And
yeah.
we only have so many conditions that they're
Yeah.
dealing with. So they don't see the volumes
Yeah.
that doctors in America or Europe will see.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So there are options like this where, if you need access to that, you actually have that as well. And I'll tell you all about
I
it.
didn't even know.
I'll tell you all about it. But yeah, there are options for that as well. And I know that saved many, many people from wrong diagnosis or wrong way of treatment. Then they can find better way of treatment as well, maybe non-invasive or, a different type of medicine, etc. So insurance unlocks the doors to you being here longer and healthier for those that you love.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the ultimate goal,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So thank you. Let's wrap it up. And that has been...
our voice just went...
There's been a fun episode. How do you talk about it in a way that encourages people and inspires them to go and look at your stuff? So apart from the wills, when we talk about the wills, so in the next few months, I'm running some webinars and we are going to talk about the wills. So stay tuned. If you are not on my mailing list, reach out. There will be a webinar with the lawyer about the will as well and what you can do to protect yourself from that angle as well.
Cool.
Awesome. Thank you, Kunj, for coming along.
Thank you for having me.
See ya.
Bye.
And that's a wrap on that Home Loan Hub. Don't forget to hit subscribe and join me next time for more property tips and tricks. Your next smart move starts here.